What's up, everybody? Dog Ron 85. There's levels to this. Okay, listen. When I bought my Asus ROG Ally, I decided to call it my Xbox Series Go. When I bought my Xbox, my Asus Zephyrus M16, the gaming laptop, I called it my Xbox Series Ultimate or something like that, right? And then when I bought my first gaming desktop, I called it my Xbox Series something else, right? Essentially, all these things were Xboxes, and this was before Xbox even had that commercial saying this is an Xbox, right? I understood that I could still play my Xbox Game Pass games and stuff like that on PC, right? A lot of people attacked me. Hold on, let me actually grab it. Hold on. I got it right here with me. A lot of people attacked me. A lot of people were like, Doc, this is not, the Asus ROG Ally is not an Xbox. I remember a lot of y'all tagged me and I said, look, man, it's got the Xbox layout. The sticks are the Xbox side. The only thing that it doesn't have is the actual Xbox button, but it still has the little window buttons are Xbox. The hamburger buttons are Xbox. So it's like, it's literally Xbox, right? The only thing it didn't have was the Xbox button. Well, look at this. Look at God. Now Xbox actually made an Asus ROG Ally with an Xbox button on it. That's literally all they had to do. Literally, all they did was put an Xbox button on it because the thing boots up to Xbox Game Pass, right? The app or the Xbox app, which you could do on your Asus ROG Ally. They still use Game Bar, which you could do on your Asus ROG Ally. The only difference is it has an Xbox button and it looks like the UI has a few other features and they stripped down Windows, right? Which let's see how that works, right? But this is what I noticed. The new ROG Xbox Ally is what they're calling it, is already getting hit with the Xbox tax. It's already getting hit with the Xbox tax. You see, this wasn't a problem for PlayStation gamers when it was just a handheld PC, when it was just the Asus ROG Ally. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't that big of a problem. Some people, okay, and y'all know who you are, I gotta give a shout out to my dude King Thrash, argued with me that this is a console. And to be fair, he showed where Asus on their own website, I remember this, said that this was a console. So how are you going to argue with Asus, right? This was a console. Now we all know it's the handheld PC, but you should have seen the people arguing with me saying that this is a console. So this is why the PlayStation fan base right now is so upset that Xbox went ahead and partnered with Asus for this, okay? Because essentially what's about to happen is, and this thing releases in this holiday season, you're going to be able to buy an Xbox. I'm going to say this again. You're going to be able to buy an Xbox that plays more PlayStation games than a PlayStation that plays more Xbox games. No, you told me it was a console. You told me and you argued with me that this was a console. And you argued with me that this was not an Xbox. There was even some PC gamers that said this is not an Xbox. And well, now Xbox is making an Xbox. It's gonna have the Xbox branded. It's gonna have the. Well, why is it not an Xbox then? You tell me why is it not an Xbox? Because it's not made by Xbox. Are all the parts on the Xbox Series X made by Xbox? No, dummy. No, they're not. Some parts are made by AMD. Some parts are made by other people. Operating systems are. So what are we doing? What are we talking about? This is still running on Windows, right? It's still going to be running on Windows, which is Microsoft. So you tell me how this next Asus ROG Ally is not an Xbox. No, it is an Xbox. The problem that the PlayStation fan base has is that this new Xbox is literally going to play more PlayStation games via Steam than PlayStation has access to Xbox games. That is wild. And if somehow they allow you to put emulators on this thing, people are about to be playing PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation... Actually, you know what? People are already doing this on the regular Xbox Series X and S. People are already emulating PlayStation games on there. Checkmate, bro. You're right. The console wars are over. You're right. Doesn't matter anymore. Xbox said bet. We're not going to make a traditional console. We're going to let somebody else make a PC, just put a console-like UI on it. And now what are you going to do? Maybe Sony does find a way to block Steam games on it. But shout out to Dustin Liguri. He said that he was able to play Spider-Man Miles Morales on the newest Xbox hardware. That's checkmate, bro. And this is why you're seeing a lot of people hating on this console. This is why you see a lot of people hating on this console. You already see people talking about, like, oh, it's not going to sell well. This is that. It's going to be niche. I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be niche. But doesn't matter. The fact is, when I get one, if Xbox executes well, okay, that's the if Xbox executes well, there will be an Xbox hardware that plays PlayStation games, and there's nothing anybody could do about it. Right now, you claim that this is not an Xbox. Okay, this is an Asus ROG Ally. I have one piece of hardware that can play both PlayStation games and Xbox games, right? The only difference now is this is going to have an Xbox button on it, right? That's what you're going to tell me is going to make the Xbox button. What's crazy is I actually mapped the Xbox button to this here. So I technically do have an Xbox button. It's just y'all don't know about it. And the UI is going to be different. But then what happens if Xbox releases that UI for everything else? Like Steam is doing with their OS. Oh my goodness. Sony is so far behind the Powerball. It's ridiculous. Dark 1985, there's levels to this. Hey, they got console sales though, so good for Sony. We out. Peace.